It's Monday, February 2nd. Welcome to Scouting the League. Well, plenty of snow here in North Carolina, and for some, that means a snow day. For me, just more time to watch football. Lots coming up this week with all things football. Today, we hit in our Scouting Trait series, talk about edge rushers. If you haven't, head back and listen to our major factors and quarterback episode in our Scouting Trait series. As we head through this week, tomorrow we get a little Super Bowl preview, what I will be looking for in this game. And make sure you check out the Blindside Blitz podcast this week as well, where I join my guys Joe DeCapita and Jimmy McPhee over at Grumblings Media to talk All-Star games, Super Bowl, draft, and more. Plenty of football, plenty to talk about. Before we jump in on edge rushers, though, make sure you head over, like, subscribe, share this podcast wherever you're listening and watching, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or that video portion over on YouTube. Hit those buttons, subscribe on YouTube, make sure you're following us, make sure you're giving us 5 stars, and make sure you're sharing it. Share the Scouting Trait series. Have conversations with people that you know about some of these scouting traits. Listen to our conversation with guys like assistant GM for the Indianapolis Colts, Ed Dodds, who we had on last week, Doug Whaley of the UFL, or anybody else in the football world. Make sure you check it all out. Share it with a friend who loves ball as much as you do. Insight in the football world you won't find anywhere else, so make sure you give us that love. Hit those buttons. If you have questions, head over to my website, rsafootball.com, to learn more, read about who I am, my background, everything I do with agents, scouts, players, coaches, teams. If you're in the football world, I'm going to try to find an answer for you. If I don't have it, I will find somebody and connect you with somebody who does. Make sure while you're there, if you're a scout or aspiring scout, check out thescoutingcommunity.com. Our networks, our non-union unions, our spot to help push the industry forward. Do the things that need to be done. Let me take the arrows for you. Don't put your name out there if you're not comfortable with it. Let's do something together to help the scouting world. Whether you're a current NFL scout or an aspiring scout, make sure you check out thescoutingcommunity.com. And make sure while you're there, you check out our partners over at bluemaca.com as well. Use code SCOUTING20. Let them know we sent you. Get a little discount on the insoles that upgrade your shoes and upgrade your performance. Yeah, I can promise you, you slide them in your shoes, your performance is going to get better and your feet will be a little bit more comfortable. Insoles, no matter where you are at, how much you're on your feet or how much you're going to be training, bluemaca.com, code SCOUTING20. Go check it out. And before we're done here, the Inside the League seminar is coming up. Make sure you have it in your calendars. February 25th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern in Indianapolis. Scouting the League will be live streaming the event on both Twitter and YouTube. So make sure you check it out. If you can't be there, tune in person. Let us know you're going to be tuning in. We will have some episodes live there as well. So make sure you check it all out on everywhere we can find it. InsideTheLeague.com, Inside the League on Twitter. Right Step ADV is my Twitter handle as well. So check it out. But enough of that. Let's get to edge rushers today. It is a premium position. It's a position teams will reach for traits. They will reach for guys. It's one of those 3 positions teams mostly consider when they say a premier position. Quarterback, left offensive tackle are those other 2 positions. Again, some teams will lump that right tackle in there. But again, you typically think left tackle, quarterback, edge rushers, premier positions. This is one of those spots where grades are going to get slid up through the spring, through the fall process. A 3rd round edge rusher gets a late 1st round push. 1st round edge rushers are going to go top 10. This is where if you think about a lot of grade scales, a grade scale I use, grade scales a lot of teams use. Again, you think about this is a starter. This is an NFL starting caliber player. For most positions, that means you're probably, again, you're a good, solid starter. You've got some weaknesses, but you're going to win a lot of battles. That's a 3rd round grade, maybe 2nd round grade. No, edge rusher, that's going to get you pushed into the 1st round because there are not enough guys that really win and do it consistently. It gets that 1st round push. Again, everything about the profile says this is a 3rd rounder. Nope, they're going to fall into that 1st round. So whether you're a 3-4 or 4-3 defense, doesn't matter when you start talking about edge rushers. Again, 60 to 65% of your NFL defense is going to be run in nickel, which means it's going to be 4-down defense. You're going to be looking at traditional defensive end types edge rushers, hand down guys that can play the run and pass game is the premium. Again, you start thinking about some of those measurables. You're looking 6'4" is kind of that number, 265 plus. Anything below that, you start getting concerned. The guy's only becomes a dime package guy, maybe has to be moved around, NASCAR cheetah package type guy. You're talking 4.7s for your 40. Again, obviously, we're seeing that number get faster and faster. You're thinking 33 plus arm length. Again, that's a number. Again, you think about it from the tackle perspective, you think about it from the edge. Again, you need 33 plus. If you get 33 and a half plus, you start getting to, a little bit more unique territory. But again, that's always going to be important. So when it comes to defensive line, I had two great people that I learned my defensive line from. Again, if you go clear back to 2013, my time under Mike Vrabel at Ohio State, when he had guys like Noah Spence, Joey Bosa, of course, Tyquan Lewis, a bunch of really good, productive edge rushers at Ohio State. That was my crash course in defensive line and pass rush. Of course, I get to Atlanta, Dan Quinn, what he brought from Seattle, what he had, and still continues to do in the NFL. Again, two really good guys to learn that defensive line from. And again, for both these guys, it's a lot of the same traits, a lot of the same stuff, which again, it's why 32 NFL teams probably have these in those scouting traits category for them. And it starts with takeoff. It starts with get off. It starts with that first step and really first 3 steps on the edge. You've got to gain ground. You've got to set the junction point. You have to put pressure on whoever is blocking you, because that puts you in control. Again, if you're late off the ball, that could be, hey, I'm just slower, or I'm slower with my anticipation. It's something that scouts have to watch for. Does he see the ball? Is he keying the ball? Is he keying the tackle? How quickly can I gain ground and put pressure on that tackle? If you've got speed, if you have the speed to put pressure on that offensive lineman, you are automatically in an advantage, because it opens up the full bag, the full arsenal, everything you're going to do. Again, it's going to work. We'll talk about it later with our interior defensive lineman. That takeoff, that get off, that first step, that first 3 steps is so important. Again, it always goes right at the top, which is partly why trait rushers always get that bump up, always get the push. Again, you think about a Shamar Stewart, we're going to talk about him a little bit later. Again, guys that can do this and put pressure are always going to give themselves a chance, because the ability to do that at a high level, at a very good, maybe an excellent level on a scouting trait grade scale, is always going to give you the advantage, the ability to grow as a pass rusher. After that, again, when you start thinking about overall traits, again, pass rush becomes that next one. This is a premium. If you can rush the passer, you're always going to get the nod over the guy that's a really good run stopper. Again, you want run stoppers. You want guys that can do both. But again, if you can rush the passer, you're going to get the nod. Again, and a lot goes into this pass rush. Again, you think about the ability to bend on the edge, your flexibility. Again, be able to ankle flexion, knee bend, the ability, again, some teams will call it Gumby. Some teams will, the ability to slither through, get skinny, do all these things. Again, some guys really have that ability to, again, take the blocking surface away, and that will allow you to win on edges when getting into the B gap. Splitting, again, just makes it harder to get blocked. Again, you think of the types of move. You think about, how does this guy win? Is he a speed rusher? Again, Vic Beasley, again, in his defensive player of the year when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, this guy was a speed rusher. He had excellent first step, explosion, excellent speed on the edge, and he was just running past people in known passing situations. And again, he had long arms. He didn't have a real dynamic pass rush arsenal, but again, he could win with speed consistently. So again, you go speed, you start adding that speed to power. Are you using a long arm? Are you now going to be a guy that's winning with your hands? Hey, maybe he's got good get off. He's got good explosion. He's got good first 3 steps. But again, he knows how to time his hands. He's winning with his mind and his game plan. his anticipation. He's setting this offensive lineman up, this tackle up. Again, he's going to beat him up early, and then he's going to use some finesse later. You can be a finesse rusher, be a power rusher, a bull rusher. Again, are you getting it done different ways? Do you have a wide range? Are you a 1-2 guy, a speed to power? Are you a guy a chop, a scissors, a bend? Again, how are you winning? All that goes into that pass rush. Again, when we talk about pass rush, there are guys who are edgy, that flat know how to finish. Again, some teams say, does this guy got some dog in him? Does he have the dog? Matt Crosby, he has some dog in him as a pass rusher. Trey Hendrickson has some. It's just that guy that nothing is going to stop this guy from getting to the quarterback. Aiden Hutchinson has it. Again, it was always a question the Falcons, we were asking about Vic Beasley. Does he have that dog in him to get after the quarterback? Again, out of the league now, not a guy that had that dog, but again, was so talented, he could get by without it. Again, on the other end of it, Tack McKinley, another player that we drafted in Atlanta. Again, he was a power dog, speed to power, run through your face. He had all that dog, maybe a little bit less of the flexibility, a little bit less of the finesse in his rush, because he just wanted to run through your face. Again, different types of win, but having that ability to finish with whatever is standing in front of you, you want all of that to go into that pass rush. Pass rush, if you can check the box and get in a very good to excellent category when it comes to pass rush, again, you think about going way back, Bruce Irvin was drafted to Seattle under Dan Quinn for this reason, very limited in the rest of his. Again, Josh Uche, a guy I did at Michigan, had pass rush traits, was a 60% playtime player at Michigan, which gave me serious pause, but all those traits really showed up. You see it now in the NFL. This guy can rush a passer. He's got those traits. This guy's going to get elevated on the board. Of course, as you get 3 edge rushers, you still have to talk about run defense. You have to be able to stop the run. Again, are you doing the little things right? Are you wrong arming pullers? Are you setting edges? Are you getting vertical sets? Are you doing the things in the run game to make sure your gap and your assignment is protected? After that, are you able to take 2? Are you able to split gaps and get vertical to make plays? Are you getting a high number of TFLs, that production in the backfield that's making you find stuff? Are you able to set a 2 gap? Are you able to have some lateral leverage? Are you able to set a new line of scrimmage? 1 gap, 2 gap disruption? Are you able to adjust, find the ball on the move? Are you playing with good hands, good extension? Are you playing with the ability to shock and shed a blocker in front of you? Are you IDing fullbacks? Are you protecting your knees? All this kind of stuff when it comes to run defense. Are you doing your job? Guys that can play the run, there's a lot more of them. So again, while it's important, it's not going to push guys up the board. This is guys that are good run defenders with just sufficient levels of pass rush. Again, that may end up being a day 3 to UDFA guy if they don't have special pass rush. That's how important that pass rush is. But at the end of the day, you're going to want probably 1-2 of these guys in that defensive mix that, hey, this guy, when things get ugly, dirty in the playoffs against a run team, again, we can stick this guy in there and he's going to make life miserable for those blockers at the point of attack. Last thing, again, teams are always going to look for tackling. What kind of tackler? Is he a knockback tackler? Is he a wrap and roll? Is he a diver? Is he a big hitter? Does he keep his head up? Does he finish? Does he go after the ball? Is he pursuing all over the field? They are high production guys in the tackling industry that, again, it doesn't matter where the ball is. They're chasing it down. They're going to make plays. Those are usually those guys with that higher level of edge and dog and relentlessness to them that you love in your defensive line and edge rusher group. Production, of course, is one of those spots. So you want to see guys with production, but again, with a guy like Trayvon Walker, who is now finding more production at the NFL level, again, I expect Shamar Stewart to take another step in 2026 fall to get more production. Again, guys with traits are likely going to find their way to production at some point if they have the right makeup, the right FBI, the right workroom habits during the week. Again, we've seen it with Trayvon Walker getting drafted over Aiden Hutchinson. Major questions, taking Trayvon a little bit longer to get it, but now finding that production with his traits. Again, always fun to look at that Cincinnati edge group. Trey Hendrickson, you're talking a good level traits guy, where Shamar Stewart was an excellent level traits guy. But you think about Trey Hendrickson's career, he has been highly productive because, again, all those other stuff. Again, he's got good levels of get off, good levels of speed. He's got good levels of a bunch of stuff with excellent levels of dog, excellent levels of FBI, highly productive, a guy that's made a career out of it, made a lot of money doing it. And on the other side of it, hopefully Shamar has looked in this last year like, wow, Trey gets it done, and I've got better traits. If I do some of the things Trey is doing, I can be that productive guy as well. Again, all of it comes down to what you're doing during the week in the offseason. We're going to see all of that play out. I expect to see it in Cincinnati making another big jump in 2026. Again, we'll see two very different ways this week to get after the quarterback in Seattle and New England. Again, we're going to see guys coming from every different direction on both sides. Probably more New England, though. Again, they're going to be relying on guys and production from all over the place. Where Seattle, they got some dudes on the edge. They got some premier playmakers. You got different philosophies how to get after it. Again, Vrabel continuing to pull from the playbook that he played under for Bill Belichick, the should be Hall of Famer guy, coach. That again, if you don't argue that Bill Belichick should be a first ballot Hall of Famer, you don't have any credibility in your football analysis. I'm just going to put that out there. There's no debating it. If you're trying to debate it again, you're just you have a level of disrespect and hate for Belichick that just can't be reasoned with. I'm going to leave that there. Again, Vrabel is pulling from the Bill Belichick playbook from the defensive years that he was coach. Again, different ways to get it done every week. I fully expect that where Seattle's going to come at you with a lot of the same looks, and we're just going to, hey, our Jimmies and Joes are going to get it done on the edge with the way we've designed it. We'll talk more about that tomorrow, though, so make sure you tune in. We'll get our full Super Bowl preview, what I'm expecting, what I'm looking for, and maybe a prediction from me. Who do I think is going to win? Let me know your thoughts on edge rushers, traits, what's getting it done in the NFL at Right Step ADV on Twitter is where you can find me. Always love to hear from you. Always love hearing from the guests. Always love answering questions. Always want those suggestions on what you want to hear. We'll have more coming up from the draft, more from free agency, everything more to come in the months here on Scouting League. But in the meantime, stay patient, stay warm, and of course, keep scouting.